this is not a promise for the future, but we've been growing like 30% year on year now.
Welcome, Juha, to Stanton Chase. It's a pleasure to have you here in our Gamechanger video, and our theme is profitable growth, from which Qt is a wonderful example, and it would be a pleasure for us to hear your insights in managing the growth in your company.
Thank you.
Qt is a software company. You make embedded softwares, and you have a history from the 90s. The company was founded in Norway, and during its history it was also a short period a part of Nokia, in Nokia's R&D. And then it was 2016 when you were listed in the Helsinki Stock Exchange as a company.
Yeah, I was the CEO of Digia at a time. I started there in 2008, and we acquired Qt from Nokia in 2012, I believe, and then we did a separate listing in 2016. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So I've been involved with Qt since 2012.
So yes, it's quite a journey.
It has been indeed. Yeah. So far, best acquisition I've done in my life.
The strategy of your company has been pretty focused. You make an embedded software to developers, and it would be a pleasure to hear a little bit more about your strategy and how it brings the competitiveness to your business.
Sure. What we bought from Nokia was a product. So Nokia was using Qt for their internal purposes, and that product, what we sell, that's a software development tool that allows you to be more efficient when you're developing software, and it's also a cross-platform tool, so you can develop applications and use them on whatever operating system. So that's the core, what we bought from Nokia, and then we started to commercialize it. We've been focusing indeed on embedded software, and our aim is to, if you think that what we're doing, our aim is to help software developers to be more efficient, to be able to develop software more efficiently and to be more productive. And why that is important is the fact that if you think today's world, software actually defines the value of the product. You can see graphical user interfaces and touchscreens pretty much everywhere you go. All the cars are nowadays, they have lots of digital software on infotainment in the middle of the car, the clusters and so forth. You can see refrigerators that there is a graphical user interface and on and on. So there is a very fast growing need for software development, and that's what we provide.
You have locations all over the world, in Japan, in Korea, in the US and so on. What challenges have you faced when you have built those local entities for Qt?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. Obviously, when we bought the product and then we raised a capital from our then current shareholders, we said that we're going to use the money to build the sales network, and we were hiring people in different parts of the world. And doing that at the same time, it's of course challenging. You do get a lot of new people coming in with their different backgrounds, and you try to build a same way of working, same way of culture, and you have all of a sudden you have very many different cultures to manage, and time differences and all the other challenges you may think of. Yeah, so it is it's a risky business, and it's a big challenge to get it work while doing it all at once. But we were lucky, I must say, maybe. And of course, I've done this before in my previous career, so we had a somewhat an idea of what's going to be ahead of us. But that's definitely a challenge, and also finding the right talent in different cultures. That's a challenge, and of course, then we need to rely on service providers like yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, it's a pleasure. It's our pleasure, of course. When we come to the management team at Qt, it has been a very, in a way, solid pack and an intense team. And during this rapid growth, how have you, if you look at your team, your management team, how has it developed? How have they learned, and what has been your role in a way coaching them?
Well, I've been lucky personally in the sense that I've been working in a big corporations, running big teams and big divisions, and also I've been working in a startup environment. So personally, I've been seeing the both worlds. And I think the biggest challenge when you start very small, everybody is very tied into, how would I say, in a very on detailed manner. Even on a management team, everybody knows in very detailed manner what's going on, all the features in the product, what's happening in the product, what's happening everywhere. So people are more spending time on managing things and less on the leadership. And as the company grows, you're going to have middle management, you're going to have different management layers over there. Then the management team's role becomes more a leadership role.
My last question is, when you make an acquisition, you actually buy talent, don't you? And how you analyze the key people or the key talent in the company you are interested in?
If you would have asked me 2 years ago that would we acquire a company without meeting anyone, having only Teams meetings and never being physically at the office of the purchased company, I would have said that, well, probably no. Yeah. And now it just has happened. On this particular case, it's a quality assurance testing tool. So what we did was that we were using that tool ourselves. So obviously we were on our R&D. We were using that tool and testing the software ourselves. So we knew that okay, this is very it's a good product. And also we knew the company, and it has a longer background. We were looking on the on CVs and whatnot. But you're absolutely right that when you are acquiring such a company and such talent, there would be a need to assess the key persons and what talent you're actually acquiring, and how do you conduct that in old world. I would have seeing those people physically myself, having discussions, having dinners and whatnot. Now all that is skipped and it's done only online. I think that what you can add value over there is that if this is a new normal, then how do you conduct these kind of assessments online and be better on those? That would be the question. But yeah, clearly there is a need for it.
So Juha, it was a pleasure to discuss with you, to hear your insight in the software business and in the growth of a huge story.
Thank you.
We wish you best luck in the coming years. You will face challenges all over the world. And in the cases the challenges are committed with people, we are pleased to help you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Looking forward to that.
Thanks.